Hi everybody, it's story time again. I just want to take a few minutes to explain that last week I decided not to do a story time just because of all of the attention that was on the hurricane ravaged islands, and I really wanted folks to be able to focus on them and offering up their reflections and thoughts on those islands. So just want to say a shout out to all my Caribbean people who are in those islands that were ravaged by Hurricane Irma. And just know that our thoughts and our prayers are with you, and I noticed that there's a lot of support in a tangible way going out to them as well, so I'm very happy about that. And may God be with you as you rebuild. So we're going to get back into our Tales of St.Marts series, a collection of short stories as written by me, Nicole Bennett, and which are available on Amazon.com and Kindle.com. So today we are going to be reading from the 8th story. It's called Sacrifice. He sped, heading north for another 5 minutes along the coast until he came to a small village that consisted of 20 houses or so. He turned off the highway and into the village, navigating the rocky, narrow dirt roads with difficulty. Most of the villagers were relaxing inside their homes watching television, but a few were out on their verandas. They waved in greeting as he drove past. He drove up to the end of a one-way road that disappeared into the forest. It was one of those scenarios where the government had simply run out of money for roadworks and let the road be reclaimed by nature. He parked on the end of the paved street, just where the grasses and vines began, and got out. There was only one small wooden hut a few feet up a little hill behind the wall of trees and bush. He glanced around him. There were 2 old men playing dominoes on a veranda. They studiously ignored him as they played. He tried not to feel self-conscious. It wasn't as if people didn't know that he came to seek Marshall. He wasn't the only politician who had come here to seek advice. However, he had never come in the daylight before, and somehow the sunshine seemed like a spotlight on him and on the Pathfinder. He wished the old man would go inside and let him at least have the illusion he wasn't being spied on. He went to the back of the truck and retrieved the goat. It had made a small mess in the back, and he could have cheerfully killed it right there and then. He struggled again as he made a little hop over the small river between the paved road and the earth bank, and walked up the hill behind the veil of trees. Marshall was attending to plants in his garden. He looked up, and his bushy white eyebrows flew up for an instant when he saw the goat. "Why are you carrying the goat?" Marshall's harsh, gruff voice sounded extra loud. "Well, I thought it would try to run away," Peter said helplessly, as he really looked for the first time at the leash. Feeling silly, he put the goat down and took the leash in his hand. He tugged experimentally, and the goat followed. Marshall humphed and went into the small hut, carrying the hoe he had been using in his garden. The goat was very interested in the green leaves poking out of the soil, but Peter did not dare let it nibble, no telling how angry Marshall might get or what he might do. He moved closer to the door of the hut and looked in. Marshall seemed to have forgotten all about him. He was sitting at his little wood table, peeling vegetables, and then spoke without looking up from his tanias. "You know what to do. When you finish, come back to me. Don't do it too close to my house. I don't want no mess to clean up." Peter knew he was not referring to the goat's manure. Killing the goat was hard. It wasn't smooth going as he expected. It twitched convulsively even after he was done. Although he had often made goat soup as a teen, he was now sickened by the smell. He felt people were spying on him from behind the trees. He performed the ceremony and whispered his desire to the wind. "What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul?" His mother's words came to his mind. He shrugged off the guilt. If you'd like to find out what happens next, you can order Tales of St.Marts by Nicole Bennett on Amazon.com or Kindle.com. And next week, I hope to have a surprise for you, a surprise guest for you. So I hope she's ready. Thanks, everybody, and enjoy your Sunday.